Look, you would have heard yesterday, the government announcing a whole raft of, I think, very, very sensible regulations and rules around beneficiaries and the requirement that they seek work and they actively engage in seeking work if they want to get their benefit. And the sanction if you don't, well, you're not going to lose your benefit or lose your money. You might have to reapply for it. But most importantly, the money you get from the state will go towards or be paid in a way that means you must spend it on the necessities of life, not on anything frivolous. Of course, in social media in the last 12 hours, there has been outrage. This is a mean government. This government is kicking people into the streets and kicking people off the dole. But also there's been some reaction that says good on them. Joining us to discuss these measures is the Minister of Social Development, Louise Upston. Minister, thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
What drove these changes? Was there a report or a policy paper that says increasing numbers of beneficiary New Zealanders are extracting the Michael or not taking this seriously?
Well, there was a combination of factors. One was our real concern at the number of people going on to the job seeker benefit during the last government when there were jobs everywhere. And unfortunately, we've seen an absolute explosion of the number of people who've been on the job seeker benefit for more than a year, which means benefit dependency is growing. And that's where it started. The traffic light policy we announced ahead of the election, and this is now, it kicked off yesterday.
All right, and the thing about the traffic light policy is it's not suddenly, oh, you've broken the rules, we're going to sanction you. The traffic lights are actually a warning system, are they not? That, hey,
absolutely,
you better get along to this interview, or you better fill out that form, or there's going to be a problem.
Yeah, so we want everybody to be really clear about are they complying with their obligations or not, to make it really simple and really clear about what the expectations are of what they have to do to be looking for work. And if they're not, orange, they get a warning, red, there's a consequence, and that consequence is a sanction. The sanctions available still are financial sanctions, i.e. a reduction of 50% or a complete cancellation of the benefit. The maximum will be 50% if there are children in a household, which is why we've introduced two non-financial sanctions, the money management, which is 50% of the benefit going onto a payment card, which means you've got less choice available, and community work experience.
I was going to say of the payment card, that seems such a good idea. Why don't you make that standard?
Well, it is standard for those on the youth payment and the youth parent payment. We wanted in this instance to find a sanction or a consequence that was not financial because, people are concerned if there's children in a household, if the benefit is reduced to 50%, that makes it tough on the kids. So that's why we've introduced it. But look, with anything, we can evaluate it to see how successful it is. And there may well be opportunities to extend it for other purposes.
You will, of course, Minister, in a political sense, be branded a beneficiary basher by your political opponents, won't you?
Yep, that's the lazy thing they do. They'll bring that out all the time. But I've been a mum on the DPB. I know how hard it is. I don't want any child growing up in a benefit-dependent household, which is why our government is absolutely relentless about getting people into work, giving them the opportunities that work provides. So, yes, there'll be a bit of criticism flying around, but at the end of the day, we want fewer people on welfare, we want more people in jobs, and this policy will help us get there.
All right. What percentage of people on the job seeker benefit do you think are extracting the Michael and really just can't be asked working? Have you got a figure?
I think it'll be really small. So if you look at the number of job seekers that were sanctioned in the June quarter, it was about 10,000 out of 196,000 that are on the job seeker benefit.
So that's 5% or so.
Yeah, so it's not big. But we do want to be very clear taxpayers are working hard to pay tax to support someone who is on a benefit, and those who are receiving support need to do their part.
Yeah.